Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Doctor Who and Autism Celebrations, a series to celebrate Doctor Who being its 60th anniversary this year, and also to celebrate neurodiversity of autism. And it's gonna be a really cool episode today. It's gonna join with Dylan, and me and Dylan, we know each other from I think like TikTok really, like doing different videos. And today, we can speak a little bit about that, all things Doctor Who and everything. I say this every time when I when I have a guest on it. I feel like I've already introduced you already. But Dylan, I'm gonna let you just do a little introduction of yourself.
Okay. Hello, my name's Dylan. I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005. I'm also a cosplayer. I've been cosplaying about 10 years, going to conventions and meeting famous Doctor Who actors, actresses, and yeah, love it and never want to stop doing it. And I have autism as well, so it's really helped me out through my life, and I don't know where I'd be without it.
Yeah, me too. It springs at the same time, really, doesn't it? Like autism and Doctor Who. If it's one way around or another, they kind of overlaps with each other a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I always see you going to these different like on social media and that, like I see that you go to these different like Comic Cons conventions.
Mhm.
Which it's really cool. Like I only started this year actually. Um
Okay.
yeah, I never done it, and like I only got into like cosplaying like Doctor Who characters maybe from 2020. Um, so these past few years, and then the first one I went to was when I met David Tennant. And then I went to another one, maybe a bit bigger, at the Space Center, and maybe a bit more busier as well. But it's worth it, isn't it? It's worth to go to these things just to meet them.
It drains your bank balance, but it is great to do. It's a great hobby to do.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm skint now.
I can never worry about it.
Yeah, because like what I did, I spent all my money. I planned to not do the autographs. When I went to meet the five doctors, I said it's enough money already doing one. Like doing all the pictures, having a picture in the TARDIS with all of them, and then you get there and you see them, and then some queues aren't as long. Like Paul
No.
McGann's queue was enormous. Like everyone was queuing up to see Paul McGann. And then Colin Baker was there, but it was quite funny really because he went for a break when I was
Mhm.
there, so no one's in the queue, so I'm just there standing there, and then Colin Baker's back, and then that was pretty funny, and I got his autograph, but it wasn't planned. I was thinking I might just get two autographs, and then they're selling this poster with the power of the Doctor with all the five Doctors together.
Oh yeah.
And then I thought, that looks good. I can't just buy it and not get the autograph now.
No,
um, that's what I did. But yeah, like you say, it drains your bank balance.
indeed, indeed.
Yeah. Um, but it is worth it though, because you do get to have like good conversations as well with them for a little bit.
Oh, definitely. Colin's lovely. Colin's probably my favourite from the classics, I would say, quite unusually, because I know on TV he didn't have a good time. But if you're doing his Big Finish audios, they've really like allowed him to be the Doctor he's always wanted to be. Um, he's just a great man, Colin Baker. He helped me out for a difficult time, and and he's probably the Doctor actually, apart from the 10th Doctor, who I've cosplayed probably the most.
Hmm.
He's definitely I've cosplayed the most. Really, it's quite surprising because when you look at his costume,
Yeah.
obviously it's hell, weird, all that sort of thing. But honestly, it's a really great outfit. It is his costume,
Yeah.
and yeah, I definitely say it's one of my favourites, most certainly. Even my mum said it's one of my her favourite outfits that she's seen me wear as well, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But no, love Colin Baker. And yeah, I love the Sixth Doctor, so nothing to
Yeah.
argue.
He is good. I can't say he's good because I haven't seen it. It's only the other day I bought like well I started this free trial on BritBox where you can watch all the classic Doctor Who's. Um, and I might just go and play it each month just to watch the classics because I do really want to watch the classics. Probably from Tom Baker onwards.
Yeah, I've watched the classic series. I mean, I'll be honest, I've watched lots of classic series episodes, but there's also a lot that I haven't seen yet. Probably
Yeah,
I've seen clips in other places, but I've not seen the episode all the way through and stuff.
yeah. I think
So
they're shorter. I think they're like 20 minutes. I think some of them. Um,
when it comes to Colin's era, Colin's first series, they're 45 minutes each, and
hmm.
it's like 20, I think, usually for the majority of them.
Hmm. Because you could get like there's so many seasons as well of the old Doctor Who.
Stories are in episodes as well, which makes it longer as well. When I first got into classic series, I was really puzzled about that each story was in episodes,
Mhm.
but but that's just how it is, isn't it? Really, and it's still really good, and it allows them to flex the story out a bit more and expand more on that, which is what we all like and love. And obviously, we wouldn't get those cliffhangers that they're so well known for, So
Yeah, like because to get to used to like for example, Bonnie Lampford is returning, and I've
Mhm.
never watched her in Doctor Who really, so it's a good thing to catch up on these old episodes just to get to know where
Yeah,
these characters are from.
so much better, I think, than she was back with Colin and Sylvester. I think because I was not keen on Mel when I first started getting to classic Who, but I remember when Bonnie Langford was announced and went on to EastEnders. I was sitting there thinking, I used to watch EastEnders.
Yeah,
I was, oh, that's not going to work out well. And oh my God, I think she was not only a bloody good actress on that show, but it was probably a better part here on EastEnders than on Doctor Who. Because I think with Doctor Who, the script too much as well and that sort of thing. Whereas here, she was a genuine human being. So I kind of feel like as the years have gone by, her experience has gone up a lot higher as well, and her skills. And I think she'll definitely be much better. I think. And I think the part on EastEnders did a really good job and everything else. And yeah, sorry. I'm looking forward to seeing her back really, and I've got no doubt. I'm sure Russell might do a bit of a Sarah Jane Smith with her, really. So we might get a Mel spin-off series within the Hooniverse that Russell's putting together.
yeah.
I think.
I think we'll be getting a few spin-offs. I'd like to see we get a few spin-offs, not just one, because the unit one is well, there will probably be a unit one where I think that will probably be the first one.
Great if they could do a unit series. I think.
Yeah, because it looks like the promo image from they used for Mel when they said she's returning. Um, that looks like she's in a unit kind of environment from the background in that picture.
Oh yeah, true. Didn't think about that, to be honest.
Yeah. But the thing is, I knew I had a feeling that she was going to be in the series 4 scene, which is why I really wanted to go to that the
You
Phantom event that she was at.
Do you know what? I know people have said to me, that what was it? Yeah, she wouldn't have told you anyway. But no, she did not confirm or tell us that she was going to be back in Doctor Who.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
what I
but
would have said to her, I would have said, Dylan, I would have said, I'll see you. I'll see you next year in Doctor Who, or this year in Doctor Who, because I believe she will be in the 60th.
oh yeah, I think she you never know. She might be.
Mm.
It's Chris Chibnall said that when he brought the classic Doctors back for Power, he left the new series ones alone because he thought that Russell would do something with them for the 60th anyway. So I get that really. You never know, Russell might do something. And I had a rumor a year or two back that what was it? Joe Martin had a hotel in Bristol or something during the time they were filming the 60th episodes. So there might be a rumor she might be back in them maybe, which would be really good.
Yeah, I did really like her. I think she'd be good.
More of Joe Martin, as I'll be honest. That was my issue, really.
Mm. Yeah, she didn't really get enough screen time, did she?
No.
And we don't really know what kind of like we know she's a fugitive doctor, but we don't know where that falls in the timeline of the doctors.
No, of course not. No.
But that's another one that could have their own series.
No,
Um,
definitely. I know it's gone quiet recently, but I'm really excited for the big finish that she's going to be doing.
hmm.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that because just get more action. Even though we have to hear it and see it, it'd be great to get more action in our mind about what she's doing and just to get Joe to expand more on the Doctor, really, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I would love that. Like, I thought it was really funny when that was announced and everything. Um, it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens and the 60th as well because I think all the living doctors that want to be in it or want to be in Doctor Who again will be there in some. It's not just going to be. I think that's where Russell T Davies is tricking us. Where I don't think the whole series, the whole three specials are going to be evolved around. Well, they are going to be evolved around David Tennant and Catherine Tate, but they're not just going to be them two. It's not just
Yeah,
going to be them. Yeah.
you're right. I think you might have frozen there a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, I think we both did.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, yeah, yeah, like I think I've met like all the doctors that are here now who want to be in it will be in it at some point, I reckon.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like Colin Baker, you've got Paul McGann, you've got Sylvester McCoy, um all of them at some point. Because you know that right at the end of the 50th when they all come when like David Tennant walked in, John Hurt walked in, Matt Smith walked in. That'll be really
Oh,
nice. That'd be
that
really nice if they did it with all the living doctors walking in like one at a time, right at the
oh yeah.
end.
I have to confess, I think I know a lot of people did. Someone actually said in another podcast or a review that had done the power that people can criticize Chris Chibnall and stuff for everything else, and I'm sure we get a lot of opinions about him as what he's done with the show when he was in charge. But people did think at least that he brought back the classic Doctors, and like because when I watched Power and I saw them all, obviously it was a massive shock and happiness and everything, but at the same time you're thinking this is what they wanted to do for the 50th anniversary, but Stephen didn't do. And you think at least Christian got them back and just proved to us that you can have them back on screen and stuff. Maybe not exactly as they were back in the day and everything else, but they're back on Doctor and that sort of thing. Really.
Yeah.
The thing, well, someone was saying that on IMDb that the classic and new series are separate on there. Obviously, like all of us, we all classify as all Doctor Who. But on the IMDb for the new series, it's got the classic Doctors on there as well as the new series Doctors as well, which I thought was quite funny.
Yeah. I think there was a thing where Russell T Davies may put all of the Doctor Who, so classic and new, on BBC iPlayer, so you can just watch it all.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
I'd love
yeah.
that.
I've heard a rumor. I've heard a rumor that he's trying to get the classic series on my player.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
think it's great. It'll be for a present for the 60th anniversary. Many things, but one of them would definitely be get the classic series on iPlayer because they announced the early hours this morning. It is on iPlayer now, but the TV show Red Dwarf, they've put all the episodes on iPlayer for that. They have,
yeah,
which is really. And even when it was moved on to Dave, they've bought the Dave episodes and series, so that Dave had made. So brilliant! You've got a whole box set of Red Dwarf to watch on iPlayer now. So yeah, and the thing is, what's been surprising is it's taken like over 50 odd years to get the classic series on the whole box set. You can physically get and to get them online, to stream online. It's about time now we started to really kind of get that now, really, you know.
Yeah.
And it's shocking how late they've kind of done it, but you know, we've got it now and stuff, and we're kind of getting it now as well. So that's a positive thing, really. And I adore the Blu-ray box sets because no, because they're like you get stuff on there that you can't get online and that sort of thing, which makes them rare. But my favorite thing about the design of them, you get the TARDIS consoles inside of the boxes. Have you got any? Do you collect any of the Blu-ray box sets?
Oh yeah, years ago I had the Ninth Doctor, like the first series, so series 1, and you had that in the TARDIS. Like it was like
Yeah,
yeah. I did have the series 1 one.
no, I mean, did you get like the classic series Blu-ray box sets?
No, I haven't got any of them. I've never really got any of them.
They come with a TARDIS console, like inside the box sets, which is part of that era and that series.
Oh.
A lot of people tend to get them all signed on the outside of the packaging, and my view on it is that I don't want to get the outside bit packaged just because I don't want to ruin the lovely front of it and stuff. So I always get the inside of the TARDIS signed and stuff by the people who are in that series or contributed.
Hmm.
Just because I think it's rare and special, really, in my own opinion, if I'm honest. But yeah, I definitely go and check out the classic Blu-ray box sets if you can get. Some of them might be really hard to get now because they do make a certain amount of them, but they're really good and rare to get. They are for the collection.
Yeah, I might have to. I think I might have to watch some classic Who in time for the 60th at least. Watch some of it because there is a lot to catch up
They're,
on. There is definitely, but you know, within Colin Baker, I think it relates to like autism, I guess, as well, because um color we like colors, like we like it's quite colorful, like autism, like the logo and everything, like the infinity symbol, you know, and like it's really colorful, and that it's very similar colors to Colin Baker's outfit actually.
oh, definitely. I think also rainbows nowadays mean about pride and stuff. You know, LGBTQ plus, and what I love about that outfit as well is that you know you do think about that sort of thing, but it wasn't worn for that sort of purposes. You know, I wouldn't want the Sixth Doctor to be a symbol for the LGBTQ plus community, but probably like, but the colours of the outfit give off that vibe. They do, I think, and I think when it comes to autism and Doctor Who, I think you know sometimes we all struggle to fit in with certain. If we didn't have Doctor Who, we wouldn't be able to fit in probably anywhere else. It would be a lot more difficult for us to fit in other places. Probably like other fandoms, probably other fan. I'm not sure about other fandoms, but just other things in life, really.
Mhm.
And also gives you a purpose to get up in the morning and do something or go somewhere. But then again, it's one of those things you do get addicted to, which can be a disadvantage at times. But you meet people who are similar to you, really. I mean, I'm quite surprised actually. I didn't know how big autism was in the fandom. Same with the LGBTQ plus community. I didn't realize I come across so many people who are in that community as well, or who are LGBTQ plus, if you know what I mean. And I include myself in that as well. So yeah, it's amazing how you can meet these people through, and you'll have a lot. You'll all have something in common, other than just loving Doctor Who. I think it really does bring a lot of people together.
Yeah, yeah, I agree as well because like I didn't know till like 2020 maybe how many people are who are autistic and like Doctor Who. When I found that out, I thought that's really cool because like if you think in ways, certain doctors can maybe show you traits or maybe costumes that they wear, or do certain things, maybe playing around in the TARDIS, being silly, um, being quite shy maybe. So some doctors are quite shy, and yeah, like it's like collections. So every time there's a new doctor that I like, I feel like maybe you're connected to it. I think it's all about that connection because you may not
Mm.
cosplay every single doctor down the line, but there might be that good few that you do it with, because like what we said about money going to these conventions, but it's also a lot of money sometimes to get the outfits to wear to go.
Mm.
But to me, I think the doctors that I like to cosplay is the 10th Doctor. Um, I love to cosplay as the 10th Doctor because I feel like sometimes I'm very similar in ways. Um, and the 14th Doctor, I've just recently got that one, so I like that one too. But what is really come to me now is like a new Doctor that I never thought I would be connected to until I met the actor. Until I met the actor, that was Paul McGann. Um, yeah, when I met Paul McGann, he's very nice.
He's
Um,
lovely.
yeah, he was awesome, and because of that, I just feel like I want to cosplay him because um, if the actor's really like he could talk to you for ages when you're getting signed and everything. So I feel like that might be some point this year. I want to get his outfit and like it'd be nice to go to a convention and just have it in his outfit with a photo with him.
No, definitely. Yeah, it's good. I've cosplayed every single Doctor except for the 15th Doctor I'm working on at the moment.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for this hot weather to kind of go for the summer season first, and then probably do it towards the end of the year, probably. But I've done 14 myself, but I haven't done it to a convention just yet. Well, actually, no, I have actually. Gallifrey 1 early in February, I did that. But it's only till after Gallifrey 1 I actually I was able to add the lapels onto it and stuff. I got it from Dobell at Christmas, and I added the lapels on about a few months after Gallifrey 1 I did. It's not too bad. Still needs a bit of work altering and stuff done, but you know, it's worked really well and everything. Yeah, just yeah, so that's good. Doctors for me to like cosplay. Well, 10 and 14, obviously, and the sixth Doctor as well. When I was at Utopia, I did do a cosplay, which I hadn't really put together quite before the event. I did like on the actual day, and the first day I actually wore it, when I actually put it all together and stuff, and got a few little bits of it, and just wore it as it was the 14th Doctor from season 13 and 14. So he's got the orange cravat on, the red velvet jacket, which is really what Tom wears, a frock coat. I wore that look for the first time ever on that convention, and it went down really well. I was really happy with that outfit I'd done because I always struggled with the fourth Doctor cosplays that I had, and I really wore that, and I thought, God, you know what? That's the best one I've done. I think really. I have done the Sharda variant, which for a jacket I found for like 20 quid in Camden Market 5 years ago. Don't wear that one very often, but that's another favourite of mine, and one of the first proper Tom ones I ever did. So those two I'd probably say were my favourite. I've done a few of Paul McGann's ones. What else do I like doing? I mean, the seventh Doctor's been something I've really improved on. I do like doing the fifth Doctor. I do. Peter's really got a really nice outfit to wear, and I just love doing them all. Really, I'm not going to plan to every they've all worn and stuff because people like John Pertwee has got so many, you know. And the only thing I love about John Pertwee's costume, if you said me which one was your favourite, I'd pick his first one. Really, so the first one just sums him up for me. Really, it has that really good effect on me, you know, and it attracts me more than his future ones did. Yeah, I just those really, I'd say. But
Yeah,
it's really hard to choose. I love them all overall, and I even love the Joe Martin cosplay I've done as well.
that is a good suit, Joe Martin's.
Mm.
I think like I like I haven't cosplayed the 11th Doctor for a while. I'm gonna do it. Like I'm gonna do some Doctor. I'm gonna go to a few Doctor Who locations in a few weeks. So I like to film in the location where it's set. Um,
Oh yeah,
because that's what I did when I had a fight with David Tennant. I went to the scene where it was the girl at the fireplace, where he's in the garden and he's ducking up and down with that rock, looking over where Madame de Pompadour is, and then I put it side by side with him and me, and like if I go to conventions, I think if I go to a scene that an actor who plays a certain character in Doctor Who's been there, I'll do it like that. If I don't have anything for them to hold, because but yeah, I do want to get back into do some more 11th Doctor. But with the 15th Doctor, I think the easiest one is the first one that we saw, like the first reveal costume, because you don't really need to buy an orange top. Well, you do if you haven't got an orange top, but if you do have an orange top, like I've got an orange top, all I need is the coat, and that's nice and simple. That one.
Is the coat and trousers and necklace, and that's it really.
Yeah.
But in a way, Doctors usually we all expect them to be better than one after the other and that sort of thing, mildly. But with Ncuti coming in, I actually said to somebody recently last week, I think I really want Ncuti to be my new favourite Doctor. Even though I love David and Colin, I kind of want Ncuti to beat them really and be the best one, because I do really like Ncuti. I do. I think I think since Jodie, he certainly is very unique, because Jodie was the first female Doctor, whereas Ncuti is the first black gay actor to play the Doctor, you know, which is what I love about him, you know, and you know, it's unique once again, and I think he'll be amazing, really, to be honest.
I do too. I think it's gonna be like Doctor Who hasn't hit the standards that it did for a long
No.
time. And I always say this, but it's not against like the Power of the Doctor was lovely. It's probably Jodie's best episode that she's done.
Oh wow.
And that's not just because David Tennant regenerated, because I knew that was happening anyway.
I think a month before it came out that was happening anyway.
But if you think about it, like I always say this, like they wouldn't let Ncuti Gatwa just lead the 60th on his own without us seeing what he's like beforehand. I think which is why they got David Tennant to do it, and it's going to be in parts of the 60th, which is exciting for Ncuti.
Well, David wanted to come back anyway, because him during the watch-alongs in lockdown that wouldn't be able to do it again. And then when Russell announced he was coming back, I think they approached him and said, "Oh, do you give it another go and stuff?" And that's what they've done. It's a nice throwback, because Russell's coming back. It was the highlight of his era with Tennant, with David and Catherine, and I love Catherine Tate as Donna. I think she's superb. Definitely the most well-remembered companion, I think, from the early new series, I think. And it stands out the most, I think, compared to people like Rose and Martha, I think. I think she's got the best story, I think, for a companion.
Yeah.
As well. David's back, obviously, like, not as the 10th Doctor, but as a new incarnation of the Doctor. And also to celebrate 60 years, because I know we don't rub it in and that sort of thing, but he was the most successful Doctor so far in the 60 years the show's been on. So it's a mixture of a throwback to Russell's greatest hits, as well as celebrating 60 years of Doctor Who, you know. And that's what a lot of fans nowadays kind of wanted, really, with David to come back, really, and do a bit more, and we get more content from him, and before we get Ncuti introduced to us.
Yeah, I'm very looking forward to seeing that, because I think that this regeneration is going to be sad, because it's going to be. I think it might even be more sad than the first one, because David won't be back as a Doctor ever again. I don't think he will. I think this is just for the 60th. It's not gonna be back like this again.
Is my favourite Doctor, but I wouldn't want to come back for the 70th anniversary, just because I'm thinking, look, in a nicer way, I'm thinking, look, we had you for the 50th anniversary with Matt Smith and John Hurt. We've had you come back as a new incarnation. I don't really want David to kind of override the show, you know, with people saying, "Oh, we bring David Tennant back," you know. I want to be like, for me, I want to be like, look, he's had his time, move forward, you know.
Mm.
And if there was our nation and that's about to play a Doctor again, then I'd like him to go for somebody else, really, you know.
Yeah, but it's going to be weird now because if it like he's not, he will be in Doctor Who and again in the future when he's a little bit older, like as a cameo. But is he
No,
would he come back as the 10th or the 14th? I would think the 10th because that's more iconic. Um,
mm,
just because he actually did that for a series rather than a few episodes.
that's if maybe they get 2 different outfits for 10 and 14, and that way we would be
Maybe.
able to tell the difference is.
Yeah. But yeah,
And plus, Doctor, compared to the 10th and the 14th Doctors, David does obviously look younger as the 10th Doctor than he does compared to the 14th Doctor, you know, even though it looks completely the same.
hmm,
We see the age difference in those 2 different incarnations. That's because obviously David was kind of middle-aged young actor when he got the part, whereas now he's an older actor, you know, which is what I quite like about it, really, because obviously, you know, you get Doctor Who actors who are young and older actors playing the part at the same time, really. So I think that's another good balance with the two Tennant incarnations, you know.
yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens
Mm.
in the 60th. I think most of us want him to say I'm ready to go or something like that, just so you can have closure on his character.
I kind of hoping it probably will be a better regeneration than his one as a 10th Doctor, because I think I like the regeneration effects and that sort of thing, but the last time I don't want to go, which people do rave about and stuff,
Hmm.
I'll be on the emotional build up to it and also his emotions when regenerating, because that was brought up by the fans. I think that was built up by the fans, really, who were telly watchers, and Russell kind of pulling the heartstrings even more, making it more emotional, really, where it should have been more heroic and decent, I think, really.
Yeah, it was. It's very sad. It was at the time, but like you say, looking back, like that, the 10th Doctor was a very selfish person. I think. Maybe he was quite caring at the start, but when Martha comes along, he starts being a bit of a
Yeah,
it wasn't very nice.
mm, that's another thing. Yeah,
Um, he was okay with Donna. I think I loved Ten and Donna's relationship. Like they were really good. But the thing always mentioning Rose all the time. I think even throughout the whole Tennant era, it was always mentioning Rose. I love Rose, but
mm-hmm.
it was that was the kind of storyline um for him. But I think 60th to bring back as many people as they can. I think they try and bring back like many. I would love to see as many companions, like even bring Martha back as well, because she she's relevant in Donna's life. Um, even like if they brought Billy Piper back for I don't know a scene or something like that, because that Rose is in Donna's life as well.
No, definitely, absolutely. It's been heavily rumored about Martha coming back, hasn't it?
Mm.
But I'm just going to wait and see. Really, I don't like to get some of the fans ask them this sort of thing. When you can come back and that sort of thing, because
Yeah,
we don't. Then again, it could go the other way. Really, it's a bit like poking sticks. Really, you know, the way I see it.
yeah. Like you know when you go to these events and people when they're doing the Q&A, they ask them, "Are you going to come back to Doctor Who? Are you going to come back for the 60th?" Like, in my opinion, that is a waste of a question because they're not going to tell you if they are.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what I would like, I had my hand up the whole time. This is what happens with the other conventions. It's really hard for you to get picked. If you
It
want
is,
to ask a question.
it is hard, but you know,
Yeah, I remember like the question I would ask David Tennant, it was more of a request than a question. It would have been in Stolen Earth when you was speaking in Judoon really fast. How long did that take you to learn that? And if you could do that like here if you could do it again.
Oh yeah.
That would have been funny because he does say that really, really fast.
Very witty and electric.
Yeah. But if we're speaking about spin-off shows, I think Paul McGann should get his own series.
That's been bragged about since Night of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Annoyingly. But
Yeah.
audios as well. So
Mm.
no,
Yeah, he does really well. Like, I think he deserves his own series though in Doctor Who for us to watch though, because he didn't get that, did he?
no.
I think that was
But
because they had a break after hit the movie.
yeah, and also by the time that Night was airing, Matt Smith was leaving, and obviously Peter Capaldi was about to film his first full series, so it would have been quite difficult to have the hype of Peter as well as Paul, you know,
Mm.
or aimed at Peter at the time, really, for filming and introducing the new Doctor. So, you know, there were reasons at the time behind it, obviously, that they've got to work on Capaldi more, which is understandable.
Yeah. But do you think now is a good time? Like, because like with probably more like not a series in the sense of in the order of Doctor Who, but like a series like a spin-off, like just like his Doctor just doing a series
Mm.
on the Disney Plus or something.
If Paul McGann was to have his own series, I'd say yes, but I'd probably wait until about after Shooty Gatwa's first full series has aired.
Yeah.
You know, Capaldi establish Shooty first and then go away and build up more for the Hooniverse, I would say.
Yeah. Because like I would think the first series will be quite early next year. It might maybe like May or June time or something.
I reckon so.
And then we won't have a year where there's no Doctor Who. I think they'll start this whatever spin-off they do, like Units 1 first, because like that's what I think how they should do it now
Yeah,
when they do these spin-offs. I always liked when Doctor Who's in like May or June time. I think that's a really good time to have the series.
definitely.
Because I wasn't much of a fan. I didn't mind it because it's all Christmas and that, but like you know when Jodie had hers one really late in the year,
Mm-hmm.
I think
Oh,
it was
definitely.
December. Like it was Halloween, wasn't it? And then it went into December.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because and so say you have the series. I think it's gonna be 8 episodes to shoot his first series. If you have that, like May going to June, then you have a few months, and then you have like a unit spin off, and then that will it will do quite nicely for the rest of the year.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like even like I think there was rumours that Joe Grant was going to have a series of her own, but I think or something like that, a similar kind of thing to like the Sarah Jane Adventures, but just with the old Doctor Who companions.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. But you never know, they might do that with Bonnie, maybe.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Manning was asked that in Doctor Who. She said no, but she is doing something big coming up this year with Big Finish. So we have to wait and see what goes on there, really.
yeah, yeah. That would be really good.
Yeah,
Because yeah, I, I think she's done really well in Doctor Who, and like I think she was in the support group as well. Um, of the Power of the Doctor.
oh, definitely.
Um, because I think most of them you'll see them again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't think Dan would be or Graham. I don't think well, they might, but I don't think they will because they're more that they do other shows, don't they? Um, that like I think
Bradley Country
yeah,
and John Bishop as well.
they're very busy people.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, they are, but they're very busy. But it's going to be really exciting to see what happens. I think I would love. I like Shooty Gatwa has so many costumes. But I do like his. I like the red velvet one, but I do like the blue one, like the one in like the 60s that he has.
Who's that for? Shooty.
Yeah, Shooty. Yeah, I like
Yeah, I love. Yeah, I love the outfits. I mean, I'm sticking to the first one at the moment. That was first publicised his proper one, but I also do like his leather jacket one, which would have been a good altercation for the as a proper one. I think his main one.
Mm,
But those two, and the blue suit, I love as well. But
yeah.
those three, I'm sticking to at the moment. Potentially. So
Yeah,
you know,
I think I'm not going to get any of that yet. I'll get it maybe for Christmas. I'll probably ask for it for Christmas, just to get the first one that was announced.
oh,
And, yeah, and then as time goes on, um, as time goes on, you can get the other ones.
oh, say again. Sorry, I think we'll cut off then a little bit. What was that?
I just said as time goes on, I could look at getting the other costumes.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Because there's so many to choose from.
No, there is, of course.
Yeah. But what I would do for the blue suit, I would probably buy an afro wig because he wears an afro in with it for like the 60s vibe.
Yeah. I wonder if that is a wig. I bet it is probably a wig. He's got really short hair to. It would take him a long, long time to grow that sort of hair out, I think.
Yeah. I wonder it probably is a wig. Um, like when he starts, because he will at some point start going to a convention because he's the new Doctor Who. That's one of the questions I'd like to ask him. Is that your hair or is it a wig?
They might do it behind this. Well, they're doing a new Doctor Who Confidential program, aren't they, for his era? So they might
Yeah,
confirm it.
yeah. I loved that back in the day. I say back in the day, like the early 2000s. Where after Doctor Who, you'd go to BBC Three, and it's like you're watching another episode of Doctor Who again, and they just do behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this time that I think I heard it that they're going to call it like Doctor Who Unleashed, not confidential.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they're calling it.
Yeah. And it makes sense. I think they'll do that for the 60th, right, behind the
Mm-hmm.
scenes, because David Tennant used to do that all the time. Um, I'm not. I think they stopped that when Peter Capaldi came in. I think. I don't. I think they stopped that.
Series 6 was the last time they'd done it.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, it might have been because of budget, and they had really not a lot of budget back then. But I think now that they have a really big one, especially with it going on Disney Plus as well.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it would be good to have that there. It's always nice to see how things are made in Doctor Who.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. I mean, I remember being quite cross, and a lot of fans were cross when Confidential got axed. It did because even though I didn't watch it, I was like, it's good to know these sort of things, and everything else in greater detail. So, you know, that was a mistake they'd done, but they've got it back now. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's going to be interesting. It is. It's gonna like it's going to be interesting in how they release these specials. I think they'll do it weekly. Like one on the
I think
21st,
so. Yeah,
and then like. Do you think they'll go back to release? But because of course they won't on the 23rd, because the 23rd is a weekday in November. Um, but do you think they'll go back to releasing the episodes on Saturdays like they did before?
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah. Do you prefer it?
But I think the Sunday were a bit of an effect with the ratings and that sort of thing, coming to realise it. But yeah, it'd be good if they were back on a Saturday. It'd be brilliant, I think. Nice to have that feeling again.
Yeah, because Saturday, I think it's a much better day. It's a more exciting day. Sundays are kind of like boring days, really, aren't they? Because you normally say, "Oh, it's Monday tomorrow," but yeah, I always liked it. I remember the days on when it was on Saturdays, and I think it was when the 12th Doctor episodes aired. They always did it at 9:20 p.m. They did it really late when he was the Doctor.
Quite violent, it did. I remember when Time Heist came out. I think that caused a bit of a thing with that, really, to make it later on because of like what they'd done in that, really. Because you know you got the brain shrinking, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I don't really mind what time it's on. Really,
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch it whenever. Um,
Yeah.
that don't bother me, but I do like it when it was on a Saturday. Like it did annoy me when Chibnall changed the whole schedule because I don't know, it might be an autism thing, you know, where you just used to having it on the same day all the time.
Good thing, yeah.
But yeah, it was annoying that the Christmas specials, there was no Christmas specials for a good lot of years, 6 or 7 years. There haven't been a Christmas special. Uh,
Duty's first Christmas special episode in December, they are,
yeah,
which is exciting. So that'd be a lovely Christmas to get the new Doctor.
yeah, it's going to be cool. Like I'm glad that we're getting them back now. But
I think,
the Christmas episodes.
yeah, I think as well the Christmas specials though did go downhill a bit in Stephen's era, if I'm honest with you. So I kind of like, I know people were sad they didn't come back for Chibnall's, but I'm not bothered about it because I don't think they were that. I don't think they got that good under Moffat's era anyway. So
Yeah,
if
no. They weren't like, I think the one with Santa in it. The one
last,
where, yeah, it was Last Christmas. I didn't like that one. Um, they weren't like Doctor Mysterio was okay.
all
Um,
right.
it was all right. It's maybe one of the better ones, but really they weren't all that great with the 12th Doctor's era. Matt Smith ones are okay. But I
That's
think
there's the snowmen.
yeah, the other Cybermen one, yeah.
I think Capaldi's, it's a bit of mixture of good and bad, but it's enjoyable to watch. It really is a guilty pleasure of mine. Would be the Husbands of River Song.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Mm.
Yeah. It was a good closure story for River.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
Like there was a lot of rumors about her coming in the 60th as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I would say whatever their storyline, if it's finished or not, yeah, that's okay. Bring them back for the 60th because the 60th is kind of an anniversary, like from past and to future. But I do think River's story is finished. But they can bring characters back like Amy and Rory, that are they're not here. Like their characters are died, but they can still come back because Doctor Who is all time and space. So you can bring them back to a part where they are alive in Doctor Who.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. So I'm all for bringing them all back. But when Series 14 starts, yes, they've brought back Bonnie Langford. They're bringing back Kate Lethbridge-Stewart, which I literally thought she was gonna get killed in The Power of the Doctor. I literally thought that was her end. But she got out. She's very lucky. I think she's had so many doctors. So she's even worked with David Tennant actually. So if you think about it, from 10th Doctor to the 15th, we can include 14, same actor.
Yeah,
So
that's very true.
except from Crystal
It's
Eccleston.
obviously Day of the Doctor.
Yeah,
Eccleston was the only one.
yeah. So she's
But
very
yeah, no,
lucky.
well, there is Big Finish. I mean, they did that with Colin Baker and Nicholas Courtney on Big Finish, and that was a really good one.
Hmm. Yeah. Like so you can bring back some of these people, but I do want to get to know some new characters too, like in Doctor Who.
I'll be honest with you, if I'm honest.
Yeah, because I want iconic characters to remember now, maybe from like 10 years on. Um, like early 2000s, like Martha, um, like Rose. They're always going to be remembered, like forever in Doctor Who. You want more characters like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just wanted to let you know my battery's running a little bit low, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure. We're going to wrap up a little bit sooner. Just let you know
Yeah,
if
we
my
are.
battery's running
Yeah,
a bit low. It is.
I was planning to finish in a minute anyway. But yeah. So last thing, Dylan. Do you have a quote or anything like a word in Doctor Who that you like or you relate to?
Let's have a little think. Probably Patrick Troughton's line in Two of the Cybermen, where he talks to Victoria, and he goes on about our lives into anybody else's, and that's the exciting thing. Only in the universe we know what we're doing, that sort of thing. So it's that lovely little line and moment from Two of the Cybermen.
Yeah, that is a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
I do really like that one.
Confidence or advice, that's the sort of advice I'd give.
Yeah, yeah. You just trouble the universe. Yeah. Well, thanks, Dylan.
Nothing.
Yeah, it was great, and we'll now we've done this, we'll probably we'll keep in contact and we maybe see each other at a convention sometime.
Yeah, I was going to say it as well. Hopefully, meet you at a convention in the future, most certainly.
Yeah, because I will be going to those Phantom ones a bit more.
Yeah, what's your next one going to be, do you think?
I'm looking at going to the Birmingham one.
Collector.
Yeah, I'm looking to go to that one next.
I think Hooverville's going to be my next one, possibly, or probably I'm going to try and go to Polarity in July.
Yeah, yeah. I am looking to go to that one, and possibly the one in Telford, maybe. I might go to that one. But I definitely will go to a Phantom one. I'll definitely go to the one next year.
Polarity is a Phantom event.
Yeah. I'll have to have a look at them and see which ones I can do, because they do a lot of them, don't they?
They do, certainly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll definitely meet up at one of them. And yeah, it'll be good to meet and cosplay probably. Yeah. But to anyone listening and watching, we hope you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you in the next episode. But thanks, Dylan.
Mate, take it easy.